The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
Retail's feeling a little bit wasted. And you should if you don't take 5 seconds to look at charts. I tell this to my customers, to my watchers, twice, 3 times, 5 times a month. They bring up IPOs still to me. Like, what do you think about the IPOs? The people that know me now, they know not to ask. Because they know what I'm going to say. What am I going to say? If something is coming to the stock market via IPO, not SPAC, guess what's going to happen 9 times out of 10? This right here, Robinhood, the retail bro extreme. Given to the rich from the poor. Wasn't it supposed to be the opposite? Did you know it's not the opposite? Did you even know that? Look at this. What happens? IPOs, it goes straight up, takes a bunch of people, takes a bunch of market buyers, the real smart kids, right? And then guess what happens to dumps? This is what happens with IPOs. Then what happens? We're probably going to get a cup and handle thing where it's just drowned out. And why? Why do patterns exist? Because it's psychology. These people that are already in this know exactly what's going to happen. Don't be this guy. Don't even be the guy that, like yesterday, did you watch my video yesterday? There's people that watched my video yesterday where I talked about, what was it? Apple. Where I said every time after Apple's earnings recently, especially because it's already ran, doesn't matter how good the earnings are, they're already baked into the pie. It's already zoomed up. People are presuming. People know Apple's going to have great earnings. And guess what happened after the earnings? It dumped. Guess what? The same thing happened with all sorts of other people today. The big cap stuff. I'm actually really thankful because if we can get big cap to stop being cool, the small cap can start being cool again and we can start multiplying way faster. Because small cap multiplies faster. We usually talk about mid to small cap companies on this channel. We also try to steer people away from things like brand new IPOs. This is a perfect example of why SPACs are better than IPOs. If Robinhood would have went SPAC, this chart would have looked the opposite. Because you can buy in at the floor, where the hombres get to buy in before you even do. Down here, $10. And then what happens if we were to got Robinhood? It would have zipped up. I think Chamath should have sent a couple more workout tapes to the people at Robinhood and gotten it via SPAC, but he didn't. I guess he only sent them 1 or 2. They wanted 3 or 4. He wouldn't send them anymore. Write him. Let him know what you honestly think about it. I think he needs to hear it. We're going to move on and show you some ways to make money. How do we like to do it? We like to find stuff that awesome companies we see a macro big future for. We even think they're kind of bulletproof, right? They ain't going anywhere next year. There's no way these are going to fail. Everything could, but these have a low chance. They're also kind of cool. We're talking about none other than gambling stocks today. Who doesn't like to gamble? Even gambling on sports, like sports betting. Sports is huge. It took me a long time to realize. I never understood this love for sports thing. I understand going to the game and you can root for your home team, but I've always had a couple of those friends where they're like completely obsessed. You know, every shirt, every hat, every sock, all they talk about is the Seattle Seahawks, man. I can't believe this year, blah, blah. You know what they started saying? My team. My team. I realize it's one of those things that people just want to feel like they belong. Did I just make it sad and ruin it? I hope not. What I'm getting at is people get emotional. They feel like they have to be on their side so much that it doesn't matter if they honestly think they're going to lose the Super Bowl or whatever game it is. They're willing to push chips and bet. We, as investors, can make money on that emotion. How insane is that? The king dingling of them all, DKNG, was a SPAC. Guess what? You could buy this at $10 when it first came out. Everyone got to buy this at $10. It was fair. It was totally fair. This is the one to watch. You got the TIE Fighter going on. Does anyone know what a TIE Fighter is? Right? You got the wings on the side and you got the big triangle in the middle. You're going to see this pattern quite a bit. This thing topped out, when was it? I don't know, 3-4 months ago at about $74, which is absolutely massive. If we can get anywhere close to these numbers on a different one that's not as expensive, fantastic. Or maybe we can even ride this one. But just memorize this shape and pattern, this emotional pattern here. Start thinking about that. Start thinking about this as That's why charts work. Psychology. What does this look like? It looks like it went really high and it looks like it's about half off. That's when I like to buy stuff. Not only that, almost all the ones we're talking about today, they have earnings within about 3 weeks. If you go to TradingView and look at the chart, they actually have the E here. That's for earnings. You can click on it. It shows you when the earnings is at. I usually put in a vertical line. We're talking about these because they're beat up. On this channel, we talk about stuff that's beat up that has money to make. Look at this. Here's another one. Totally even forgot about this almost. Someone on our Discord said, what do you think about the RSI Betrivs has had nothing but good news and still very low? The price is low, but they have a lot of good news. RSI, which is Rush Street Interactive. I honestly forgot about it for a while. I think GNOG, Golden Nugget ticker, DraftKings and RSI earnings should be around the 10th of next month. Also, he brings up a very good point. Football, are you ready for some football, is starting very soon and should be a good catalyst. I think so, but the main thing for me is the charts. They all kind of look like this. Look at this though, Rush Street Interact, this one's great. They just announced this press release yesterday. Multi-year co-exclusive partnership, relevant betting tips and insights at people's fingertips. I didn't read it. Best in class iSports, so more sports betting stuff for Bet Rivers Casino. These guys actually do like live sports betting. So in some casinos, when you sports bet, you're actually doing it through these guys. But they also have apps you can do it on, and then the internet. So they have 3 different ways of being the middleman of people gambling. You're literally the house's money. You're making the house money. The house always wins. Up 218% over the previous year's earnings is what they did last quarter. 218% over previous year earnings. Massive. Not many companies that's even possible to do. But stuff like these middleman gambling plays, you can. Interactive announces first quarter results. Full year raises 2021 guidance. They even raised the guidance. 440 to 480 million is what they're projecting. This isn't just like, 10 years from now, we might have this product that might do something revolutionary. Dude, like, we're raking in money for people gambling. States are continually opening up more and more. So we're still only in, a handful of states or something on the East-ish coast where it's legal to do online gambling. And they're still working on getting more states. There's even some of these plays that are trying to go macro, worldwide. Other than it being a previous SPAC, because sometimes SPACs go through these stages, like right now they're still just not cool. I can't figure out why it is so low. It's been holding around $10. Seems like more people just need to find out about it. That and the charts, the leaders, like DraftKings is just down. It's just the cycle. It's the psychological cycle of it. Here's RSI, the one he was talking about. Look at this thing. Another reason SPACs are fantastic. Do you see where this chart started? $10. So you could buy it at 10, right? You don't have to buy it at 75 and then it goes down to 45 and then it goes back up to 60, right? Anyways, same thing. They got earnings coming out, but look at the chart. Look at the chart. We've got a lot of VWAP, a lot of buys sitting around the $12.65 range here. We're sitting at $9.77. That seems really cheap for a digital middleman play. How about this one? Golden Nugget online gaming. Golden Nugget Casino branded. Yes, the one you've probably been into physically. Does the chart look identical? Pretty much. Again, this one was a SPAC. You could have bought it at $10. But this thing went all the way, dude, to like $27.50. $27.50. It's sitting at $11.44. Again, we got a VWAP around $13, high 12s. Even if you were to ride some calls or whatever from 11 to 13s-ish, that's still good money. I'm not looking to get all the way up to 30. That'd be fantastic, but we're sitting low, all-time lows on a lot of these. When the whole sector is doing that and there's nothing macro wrong with the sector, there's actually macro great for the sector. More people are gambling, more sports betting and all that. It's getting bigger and bigger. This is the time you get in. PEN, PEN, another massive monster leader here for gambling. Does the chart look identical? Yep. The bottom of this big triangle, consolidating right here. This thing high at $143. It's sitting at $69. Again, we got earnings in a week. When earnings are coming out and the stock does not have positive earnings built in, for instance, if right now PEN's chart was all the way back up to 140, because people are like, I know they're going to have a blowout, awesome earnings, dude. People love to gamble and eat pizza and drink beer, man. PEN all the way. But it's already at 140, and the chart looks like it just did this for the past couple months. No matter what, it's probably going to drop after earnings, no matter how good or bad the news is. Don't you get it? It's the chart. The money doesn't really matter. It matters a little bit. Don't let it fool you. When they're really low, though, and then they have good earnings, guess what likes to happen? Stuff like the last time we were at this price range, what happened? Right here, you see this E? We were all the way down to like 60-ish on PEN, and that's where it had that 2-month rip where it went all the way to 140. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. This one, man, this is a SPAC that hasn't de-SPAC'd yet, and we've only got the LOI, I don't even know, 2-3 months, but it's been just doing nothing because SPACs aren't cool right now. They're just not. It's the time. They're not cool. Ticker SEAH. I love this one a lot. This one is the one that's trying to go totally macro sports betting. They rake in the money. It's great. It's bulletproof. It ain't going nowhere. They're not reliable on one centralized government or state government to shut them down or bring them positive news. It's the whole world. So even if a state puts down gambling, doesn't matter. They got other countries and nations, whatever. This thing, dude, it's only got a high of like $10.85, which is pathetic. And it's sitting like $10. Come on now. You can get the warrants on this one, $1.88, high of $2.65. Buy it, sit on it, who cares? This one is not one that people are going to be thinking about at first. MYPS. This was a SPAC and then now it's de-SPAC'd. It's Play Studios. Talked about this one. It's a mobile gaming play, but you can like bet some money on stuff. So I'm gonna throw it in this category. This thing has been beaten up, man. Beaten up. Floor was $10. It went high of 13-ish. It dipped all the way to like $5.90. But guess what? Past couple days have been ripping up, but still only at $6.51. I think valuation might be, I want to say 3 or 4 times right now what revenues are, which is low, especially for a digital play with hardly any risk. Digital plays are looked at hardly any risk compared to like brick and mortar-y, fashion-y stuff. Super risky, but not plays like this. They just build apps. Look at this though. This is a layover chart. I have DKNG and PEN, both charts laid over each other. Orange is PEN. The top one is DraftKings. They look identical. It's the sector. Don't try to figure it out. Don't think micro. Think macro. Zoom out. Do you see these time frames I have in here? It looks like about every 180 days we get a full cycle from low to high to low. It's almost exactly in half of that right now, which means what? It's probably going to go to the next cycle where it starts going up. I called this out with, I did the same terminology and everything and thought process with silver and DXY a couple days ago, this last weekend. Guess what happened? Here's GNOG and RSI laid over. These are the recenter SPACs. The charts look almost identical. It's the sector, man. You know, and don't beat yourself up too much because it doesn't really matter what you've been in. Most techie, retail-y stocks have just been throttled and hurt since February. You know, the stuff that's been doing good is the meme crap stuff because people are just pumping it, the pump and dump stuff. and then just the futures, you know. So this stuff eventually will catch back up, and I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. I'm hoping we get the 180 where the big cap people get scared of now because of like the Apple and all the other ones we're talking about lately that have been crashing after positive earnings. So what are they going to do with their money? They want to put it somewhere safe. Where's the safest place to put your money in any investment ever? SPACs. Because they have floors. They can't go less than 10 until after they do the ticker change. Then they can change. But just saying. We also have these vertical lines here. Again, we've got that kind of that cycle going on. Same as above. See that? You can't make this up, dude. I'm throwing this one in too. This one also isn't, it's not a direct gambling play whatsoever. It's called Skills. This is known for being just like video game playing, right? Like online video game playing. This chart is nuts. This thing got to like $46 and it's sitting at 14. It's sitting at basically we got a base here about 12.50. I look at this chart and I'm like, I'm digging the chart, dude. Over 50% off, are you kidding me? Yeah, give me some. Keep in mind, we have warrant redemption coming August 16th though. This yellow line, draw this in. So we could have some selling, some downward pressure around this area. So be aware. I'm personally going to wait until we see what happens with that and then look to get in. If we can get it even lower than where it's at, sweet. Let's do it. Here's some of the games though. So for instance, they got like hunting on it, right? A hunting game where you hunt deer. Hunt deer and win real money. I don't care what you say, there's some gambling in that. So you can like compete against other, I think, virtual people out there, the computers, just like it's gambling, man. And other people, you're betting on sports, this is sporting, it's gambling, man. They even have literally pool, payday, up for a game of pool with a big stack of money next to it. These are all, you can win and lose a lot of money. It's a middleman game with that. We even got the NFL on it. Thanks for watching this video, y'all. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Please join the Discord if you're serious about making money. Let's do it together. Let's back that truck up and print.
Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.